Hello, everyone. Welcome to our update. Fact is that humans are imperfect, so sometimes people would offend you, get on your nerves, either because they are frustrated, subconsciously projecting their low self worth on you, or because they don't know better. But when maturity kicks in, you stop letting people's actions or inactions to determine your state of mind and devise the best strategy to coexist with them. Unique insights on how to maintain any relationship. 1. Focus on the reason behind the action. Some people act based on ignorance, pressure of the moment, from a defensive state because they don't want to repeat a painful cycle, or, of course, from a place of maliciousness or selfishness. So I'm not asking that we ignore their actions. I'm saying that the reason behind the action is even more important than the action. According to Immanuel Kant, a famous philosopher, he said that the moral worth of an action is not in the consequences, but in the intentions behind it. That is why there is room for manslaughter in law, as some people committed murder, for example, without premeditating it. Hence, if all murder cases were judged as murder, then some innocent people would be convicted. Trust me, it is wrong to judge people if you don't know their story. Some people have lost good people and genuine relationships because they base their decision on ignorant actions. This insight has changed my perspective to relationships as hey, if some people knew better, they would act better. 2. Approach it from a neutral angle. I understand that you may be used to dealing with liars, greedy, and unfaithful people, but I need you to know that everybody is not your boss, your spouse, or your family members, meaning that there are still some good, honest, and faithful people out there. And if you have a lot of negative people around you, I suggest that you see my podcast on how to break patterns in 2025 on the description. It is important that we approach every situation from a neutral angle as it helps us to listen, to understand, and not to respond, to get our facts right, and to adjudge without bias. As some people don't give others the opportunity to explain themselves, so they practice selective hearing because they feel like they already know what the person has to say. And that is a very wrong approach to relationships because sometimes if you give people maximum attention, you'll be shocked at the twist of fate. 3. Emotional intelligence is one of the most effective skills in human relations. That's why it's recommended at workplace. It's a skill that comes to some people naturally, while others work to acquire it. If I had to advise anyone on a choice of a spouse, I would say pay attention to someone with emotional intelligence. As we need to understand that everyone does not feel, act, and view things the same way we do. According to Dale Carnegie, an American writer and teacher, when dealing with people, you need to remember that you're not dealing with creatures of logic, but creatures of emotions. It's a skill that helps to steer us away from conflicts and maintains our peace, as it teaches us to relate with others based on the kind of relationship we have with them, their level of understanding, and their personality. Unfortunately, there are people that would never be on the same page with you, no matter how hard you try. And I pray that for your sake, they're not your spouse. Good news is, even if they were, emotional intelligence would help you get by. 4. Give it time. Time, they say, heals wounds. Sometimes the heat of the moment is usually not the right time to address an issue, especially in marriage, as some women have lost their eyes, dentition, and even lives to domestic violence. Many times, people give you better responses after they have revisited the issue and digested it. A long time ago, I was in the office. This lady knocked and I opened and she asked, "Why did you leave me in the cold?" Sounded really confrontational. I kept quiet and excused myself. The next day I asked, "Why do you think I would want to do that to you?" And she said, "Because I rang the bell many times without response." And so she concluded that my actions were deliberate. It happened that the bell was bad and she felt really remorse. But if I had addressed the issue at that moment, it probably wouldn't have ended well because of her mindset and mood. So, giving things time would save many relationships as it gives people the opportunity to have a different perspective and understanding to the situation. That will be all for part 1. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Watch out for part 2, and never forget, you're good enough, you matter, and you are blessed.